Well, missions and shelters across the country will be opening their doors today for the Thanksgiving holiday. At Toronto's Scott Mission, they're expecting to host hundreds of people for a hot turkey dinner tonight with all the fixins. And managers at the Scott say holiday events like this have been increasingly busy in the past few years with a rise in the cost of living. In fact, a report released just last month by hunger relief organization Feed Ontario found a record number of people in the province used food banks last year. So for more on this, we're going to bring in Christy Morrow. She is the Chief Development Officer for the Scott Mission, a Toronto charity that supports vulnerable people and individuals experiencing homelessness. Christy, thanks very much for being on the program this morning.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you.
So tell me what you have to prepare and just what goes into this Herculean undertaking.
So we are expecting to serve over 550 meals today alone. And I was speaking with our chefs, and they have been cooking and working with 70 turkeys over the last few days. So we will have a full meal for everybody who walks in the door, looking for community in the next few hours.
It's a huge task, and I can imagine a team effort. Can you give us a sense of sort of how many people are involved in this and how this manages to kind of get all put together?
Sure. So we have been working on this for a long time, but we serve well over 300,000 meals every year. Holidays like Thanksgiving are very special days for our guests. So many of us, the weather's getting a bit cooler, and we have our families and friends, and we've enjoyed a warm meal. And so for many of our guests, this is the warm meal. This is the community they're looking forward to on this very special day. So we put together a meal with turkey and all the fixings, like you said, including mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberry sauce, vegetables, salad, and then, of course, a Thanksgiving meal wouldn't be complete without dessert, which is pumpkin pie. And for those who don't like pumpkin pie, a cake. So we try to make this a festive day, and everybody who comes gets a little note of encouragement from many of our donors, just wishing them a happy Thanksgiving.
We've been talking about the need that has been growing over the past few years. You say 300,000 meals is what you're now serving over the course of a year. Can you give us a sense of just how much you've seen that need grow? We have definitely seen an increase year over year. We have been seeing about 18 to 20% increase, not only just in the meals that we're serving, but the number of people coming through our food bank and our clothing bank. So what is happening is, as the cost of food increases, people are having to make often decisions about paying rent or having groceries and food on their table. And so that's where Scott Mission organizations like us have stepped in to just bridge that gap for many people. And we're also finding, because of the high cost of housing and sometimes lack of accessibility to affordable housing, people are really struggling to just be fed, be warm, be sheltered day by day. So we have many wonderful people here working, and we also have many volunteers that were a big part of putting together over 300,000 meals in the last year. And Christy, one of the other things that I found interesting was, we're hearing that people who had previously maybe been able to assist organizations like yours with, giving of donations, financial support, or even giving food to food banks are now those who are turning to these organizations for help. How has the support changed over the last few years in terms of the amount of donations that you're receiving, the amount of support that you're seeing, and is that kind of keeping up with the demand?
That is absolutely true. We've been around for almost 85 years, and we have many donors that have been supporting us for generations, families for generations. But what we're finding now is many of our long-term supporters who are perhaps retired on fixed incomes. We just had a call recently from a donor who has been supporting us about $30 a month. They've had to cut it to $10 a month because they themselves are having a very difficult time making ends meet. So absolutely, we're hit on three different ways. More demand, our own costs have gone up, and many of our donors are also experiencing that increase in cost. But let's show you a little bit the meal.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
walk over here and you can see some of the food that's going out. It's a really special time. We're just waiting for people to come in, and you can meet you can see some of the food that's coming through. So
wow, it's a big facility.
It is a big facility, and so you can see some of the vegetables, all the fixings. This is Mike. What are we serving today? Yeah. Yes. Mashed potatoes, stuffing, vegetables, meat, and then of course the vegetables and everything that you're looking forward to. Thanks, Mike.
It looks delicious. Thanks. Yeah, thanks to Mike there and all of your folks in the background doing that amazing work. We certainly appreciate it. It is important work, especially during this time. And we want to thank you for being on the program today and wish you the best of luck with delivering all those meals.
Thanks so much, Linda.